A while back here on the channel, I talked about a backrooms level known as the Blackout. But few people know that that level has a mirrored level called the Whiteout. And in this video today, I'll be explaining that. The Whiteout is empty, it's uncanny, and it shows you truly why you should run for your life if the backrooms ever turns white for you. Thank you for clicking on this explanation. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video, shall we? Level 484 of the backrooms has been named the Whiteout, and it's been slapped with a class 0 survival rating and is allegedly safe, but also uninhabitable. Not sure how that works, but whatever. The level's layout is described as a huge white-themed house that looks like it's been under constant renovation of sorts. There's tools and ladders and paint and things like that all over the different rooms and hallways. From a broad perspective, the house is pretty simple. It's just rooms like you'd see in a normal one from real life, but upon closer inspection, each of those rooms has small little unique characteristics that make them their own. You might run into kitchens or living rooms or bathrooms or hallways, things of that nature, and the level is also not infinite. That's an important note. It's known to have a specific amount of accessible areas, which I'll go over shortly. The main and most obvious thing inside the Whiteout is that everything is white. And I don't just mean this dull white, I mean a bright white. It's blinding almost. I'll get into more of what the actual level is physically made of in a second. I just want to continue to talk about the layout first. The different areas throughout the Whiteout are known to have temporal and spatial anomalies as a common thing. Objects are known to change locations, walls are known to glitch and teleport, and things are always phasing in and out of existence. Now, these spatial anomalies could be caused by one of two things. The first thing is just the typical backroom shenanigans, doing all that stuff that it always does. The backrooms is never normal, right? And the other thing is it might be controlled by an entity known as the Maker. I'll explain the Maker later, but that is the only creature that resides inside of the Whiteout. The entire level feels sterile in a way. It feels cleaner than anything you've ever experienced. The surfaces here have literally not one single particle of dust on them. No dirt, no grime, nothing. It's almost as if they can't even get dirty. And in fact, the Whiteout is indeed so white that prolonged exposure to it will damage your eyesight and damage your psyche if you're not careful. People have been known to go insane, lose their mind, and eyes have rolled over white if they stayed here too long. When the level was discovered a while back, it was explored several times, and it was determined that the entire place consists of 52 rooms, 21 hallways, and 5 staircases. Those measurements were taken way back in 2016, which has almost been 10 years ago. However, in 2021, the level was rediscovered again after it got lost in the great cosmos of the backrooms, and a new map recovered, and the old map was deemed incorrect. After another round of exploration, the level was set to have 77 total rooms, 35 hallways, and 9 staircases. Essentially, the level had doubled in size from 2016 to 2021. Because of this revelation, it is assumed now that the Whiteout will continue to grow in size each year until eventually it'll just be too big to explore, or maybe infinite. The following quote from the Whiteout's page kind of summarizes how exploring the level for the first time might be, including its dangers and how just hellish it is. Quote, "The first time entering the Whiteout is quite unpleasant for most people. There are not many backrooms levels with such a high intensity of light. Long-term exposure to it may result in sleep deprivation and partial blinding at worst. However, this is rarely considered a problem for most people. It all depends on how your body adapts to the intense stream of light." End quote. So just like that quote says, if you do stay here, you have the chance of kind of not adapting to the light and eventually going blind, which in the backrooms, if you go blind, your sanity will continue to drop, and that's pretty bad. You don't want that to happen here. But at the same time, I guess there are worse fates in the backrooms than going blind. I don't know. But now that you know a little bit about the level, I want to dive into some specific types of rooms that the Whiteout has, as well as explaining their physical makeup. Now, the structure of this level is heterogeneous, which means that it's incongruous, it doesn't add up, nothing makes sense. You could be walking down a hallway and the hallway just ends, or you could be walking up a staircase and right above you is a door and not an opening, things like that. Everything in this level is made out of some kind of smooth white quartz material. Now, it's not actually quartz, it just seems like it, but it almost feels soft when you touch it. As I said earlier, the material has no dirt, no grime, no dust, anything on it, and if it gets injured or cracked or broken in any way, it will slowly heal itself through an unknown means. Now, Backrooms levels healing themselves is not that uncommon, but specifically here, how there's no dirt, no grime, that is uncommon. The Backrooms is known to be a disgusting place. Now, sometimes when you're walking around the hallways or rooms here, you might run into pictures on the walls. These images usually display old, whited out cityscapes or strange family pictures with faces you can't recognize, and all of the images in these picture frames are white completely. Instead of being a black and white image, it's just the white parts. It's said that these images look ever so slightly familiar, but also foreign. And as a good rule of thumb, you just should not look at these images for too long. Every room in this level does look similar, but at the same time, none of them ever exactly repeat. The furniture in those rooms is indeed safe to interact with. You can sleep on the couches or sit in the chairs, and just in general, the level is only moderately deadly. It's only if you stay too long, don't get enough sleep, and start to lose your sanity when the whiteout can become a bad problem. Now, on top of what I just said, there are two more specific rooms inside this level that stand out from all the rest. Those are the sculpture rooms and the pale garden. So the sculpture rooms are ones that have anywhere from 1 to 4 sculptures inside of them. Unique name, I know, but these sculptures are usually placed on top of pedestals. The sculptures themselves are also vaguely human in design, but they oftentimes have weird things like extra hands and extra arms or extra eyes, too. Some people claim that the sculptures move when people aren't looking and they reappear in different spots in different positions. This isn't confirmed, it's just a theory. The pale garden is the next type of room, and this is a pretty common one. In these pale garden rooms, you'll notice that they're huge. They are the biggest type of room here. They have high ceilings, and they're full of these giant pillars that hold up the entire place. There's so many pillars in these rooms that it gives a kind of a maze appearance. And usually in one corner of the rooms, there is a piano that is automatically playing calming music on its own. So essentially, this entire level is a multi-storied house with giant rooms that all have slightly different designs and spatial anomalies. It's pretty simple, right? You can get to these different rooms by going up and down the staircases here or by using the hallways, but there's still one thing that I haven't mentioned yet, and that entity is the one that lives here, the one that might control the whole thing, known as the Maker. The Maker is a very mysterious, enigmatic, and undocumented humanoid creature that seems to be supernatural. He's been seen walking around this level's rooms and hallways, but vanishing right after he turns a corner. Like, you could see him and then run towards him and he'll be gone. The face of the Maker is unique because, well, he has 5 of them. Wrapped all the way around his head are different faces. The entity has also been seen wearing a hat and a suit, as well as gloves, and of course, the entire entity is white. Some people claim that he is responsible for the creation and control of this entire level, and all the pictures and paintings on the wall and all the piano music and stuff, it's his doing. Maybe he's an artist, maybe he's a musician, we don't know. The Maker does not pose an outright threat to humans as of right now, but the level itself does, as I mentioned earlier. Falling asleep here could result in sleep paralysis, you could get blindness from the white light, and other forms of physical decay can happen if you stay for too long. The whiteout has stark beauty to it, even though it doesn't seem like it should. It's empty and designless, and there's no color, it's barren, but it feels perfect and beautiful. And this leads many people to wanting to try to stay here for extended periods of time, which could ultimately lead to their deaths from exposure to the light. Like I said at the beginning, this level's safe, but also it's uninhabitable. So I don't know what to tell you, just maybe don't go here. To enter the level, you can do so by finding a door on level 287 that has a very bright light coming from behind it, and to exit, you can find a dull door, a black door, that leads to the sister level of this level, the Blackout, which I've already explained. Link below if you want to go watch that. So yeah, that was the whiteouts. Now that you know all the bad things about it, if the backrooms ever turns white, you know that you might die from too much white light in your eyes. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you want more backrooms levels explanations like this, make sure you tell me in the comments, as well as leave a like. It really helps the channel out, really helps me as well. I appreciate all you do for me in the channels. I can't wait to show you what I got coming up. Lots of new stuff coming up the pike. I got new videos coming 3 times a week, guys. 3 times a week. And also I got a second channel named Toogly, third channel named Spoogly. I upload on all those as well if you're interested. Love and appreciate each and every one of you. And with all that said, I'll see you in the next video. That's what I'll do.